I'm delighted to have had a message from Yolanta asking me to look at this beautiful piece, Elegie by Niels Gade. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the surname. If you can help me, please let me know. I think what we're going to do, let's listen to it first of all, and then we will tuck in and study it together. Whenever I'm learning a new piece, the first thing I want to do is to become familiar with the melody. Even if it's very simple, just play it through. And although I wasn't using necessarily the right fingering there, I'm literally just becoming familiar with the melody. I'm just learning it, rather than just reading it. I need to internalize it and feel that I'm creating it when I'm performing it. There are, of course, other notes in this hand, and we need to distinguish in tone between them. This bar, for example, melody at the top, whereas there are other stuff going on as well. Keeping the other things very quiet. That kind of thing. That kind of practice, just sort of separating things, repeating things, is very helpful in developing that skill, I think. Gade was a violinist primarily, as well as a conductor and a composer. And he uses a lot of portamento signs. These signs here that we see right at the start. Portamento, portato, that's the same thing, that midway point between legato and staccato. And when we play with that touch on the piano, when we're using the pedal, a bit of that effect is lost. But still, I think we should still think of doing it, because when we play the piano, it's that split second when we first hit a note that we're defining how that note is going to sound. We have to put all the information into that note in that split second of hitting it, sinking into it. So think that even though the pedal will diminish the effect of it, it'll still be present. We hope. I then want to think through the harmony a little bit, and I find it helpful to analyse it, just go through some of the chords, work out what they are. We're in E minor, but we start with a B, chord 5. 1, A minor chord 4, 5, and back to 1. Incidentally, chord 6, chord 4, and chord 2, they're very interchangeable, and they can all go to 5, 1. Yeah, so the degree of interchangeability about chord 2, 4, and 6. No, that's always the case. And then what I might want to do is just to link the melody with that bass, just to get that kind of thing. I find very, very helpful indeed. We've got lots of articulation marks. We've got lots of dynamic markings as well in the score. A great sense of each phrase having a focal point. You will be familiar with that style, but we have to make sure we really are doing it, and generally do more of it so that it's clear to your listener, so that your performance really comes alive. If we just think we're doing it, the chances are it may not be there. Record yourself. That's such a valuable thing to do. Let's jump down to this bit here, for example, where the left hand is having to play these chords and these bass notes. And what I think of doing is moving as quickly as I possibly can. Move, get ready, then play. Move, get ready. And that's to avoid any sort of snatchiness. Of course, you're going to have to move quickly, but if we practice it with those little pauses, we're effectively learning where to go so that in the flow of the piece, it's under control, and those bass notes, all the chords for that matter, aren't aggressively bashed because we're in such a rush. This bit is also quite tricky. Definitely we need to learn this left hand. Let's have a think about it together. Yeah, I get the hand up. I quite like the fourth finger on this E, because it means I don't have to go quite as far. Third over the top. Very, very tricky with a melody. 4-3, 3-2 is what I do. 5. Yeah. And then putting it together, again, breaking it up, I find so very useful. So I might do this, depending on what you find one finds difficult about it. But I did this. I also did this. I worked out what finger I was using in the right hand at the start of each bar, and then I just played the left hand as written. Deliberately not holding on to the note, because that won't be the reality. It don't really come off. And then very, very steadily put it together. Lots and lots of just very slow thinking it through like that, and bit by bit it all starts to make sense and come together. In big stretches, we're covering a big area of the keyboard there. And keeping the rhythm tight, what I mean is, so it is, before I played that D, my left hand was already pretty much on the F sharp. Well, I'm at the in good time to keep the flow of the piece. Now let me put both hands together and walk it through, and I'll give you my stream of consciousness. So, tone here, not so much down here, lots of pedal. By the way, staccatos, again, that's telling my hand what to do, but the reality is that that B is going to be held throughout the bar. It's the bass note for the harmony. Change of pedal there. Second finger really important there. Melody. Swap the finger there, I like to do. It helps with portato as well. Four, swapping, four finger jumping there. New phrase, that's on its own, no pedal, no bass. Aim for that. Over the top, aim for that. Here we go. Aim for that. Aim for that. Thumb sharing those two notes. Quiet. Off we go again. Slightly different melody, isn't it? Really smooth octaves. Oh. That's the fingering I like. Whoa, where am I? Here we go. Let's go for it one more time. Smooth octaves. Get that C with fourth finger ready. Lovely. Contrary motion, it works so well, doesn't it? New phrase. Staccato those two. Jump the fourth. Jump the fourth. That's what's working for me. New phrase on its own. What you might want to do here is, let's swap the finger there. The only thing we play at the start of that bar is a D sharp. It's all quiet and hushed at the end. Even quieter. I think that works really well. I had no pedal there at the end. That works. It doesn't need it. Keeps it nice and still and calm. Yolanta, thank you very much for asking us for us to take a look at this piece. It's very, very lovely. The sheet music is linked down below. You may want to press stop at this point, but I'm going to play it through one more time. Take care. If you have any further questions, do get in touch. Bye-bye for now.